kind of feel do you get for your defensive unit?
Yeah, I think our guys are really, first day, they did a really good job going out. Today, I thought the energy and the tempo of practice, just the guys flying around having fun, I thought that was much better today. You can see the difference on the field. So I just love the way our guys play. I want them to play fast. I want them to play fun, play for each other. And I felt that enthusiasm on the field today. So excited to check out the film and see how it looked.
How big has it been for a guy like Jason Barrett to, last season kind of put all the past behind him and now just kind of work on, perfecting his craft?
Right. That's where you want to be. You don't want to be in a position where you're worried about things that's happened in the past, whether it's nagging injuries or things that have, held you back. All you want to do is focus on today and the present and what can you do today to get better than you were yesterday. And I think JV is in a really good place, and I love the way he's working. I love his mentality, and I really love the way that he's working with our younger guys and helping them out.
You haven't gotten him in team reps yet, but what have your impressions of Nick Bosa been, and how eager are you to see how he responds in that situation?
Yeah, it's great to have Nick back. We're all excited to see Nick and see him progress from his injuries. It's good to have him out there. I'm excited, of course, to work with Nick and see what he can do. We know he's a great player when he's out there, and he's a game changer. So from my point of view, you love to have as many of those guys out there as possible. So Nick has done a great job with our medical staff, working with them on the side, and his protocol and his, ease back into play. It'll be up to those guys, and whenever he's ready, we'll be happy to have him out there.
DeMeco, there was a report that Dre Kirkpatrick was going to work out tomorrow here. Is it important to have maybe just another corner who's done it in the league? I'm sure there are plenty of guys you're excited about, but there's a lot of guys that just haven't done it. They have to prove it.
Yeah, with the workout, I mean, we're just doing our due diligence. It's as camp goes, you see with guys are out here and there, things come up. So we're doing our due diligence, making sure, we're covering all bases when it comes to working out guys and making sure we're always looking to improve our team at every position. So that's what that's about.
What's your impression of the depth at defensive tackle? It seems like it might be one of your deepest positions.
Yeah, our D-line, in general, all across the board, we have a lot of depth there, a lot of competition. We have veteran guys, young guys, all competing, working together. So it's really nice to have the depth that we have, with so many guys, dealing with injuries and things of that nature. So it's great to have the depth, and it's great to have guys who've played in the league and who've done it at a high level in there. So I'm happy about the depth for our defensive tackles and defensive ends.
After he signed his new deal the other day, Fred Warren was talking about saying that there's maybe ways he can elevate his game, other things that he can do that he maybe hasn't done yet. Do you see that? What are some ways you think where could he go next in terms of his development?
Yeah, I think Fred he gets better every year, and Fred just has to be Fred. He doesn't have to put any pressure on himself to do anything different. Fred just has to be Fred, and with that, Fred will continue to improve his game. He's always eager, hungry for knowledge, hungry to get better. Just with his mentality and his attitude, all of our guys having that attitude and that rubbing off on guys, that's what I want. I want guys who are always looking, how can I get better? And Fred he continues to be himself. He'll do great things this year.
He mentioned pass rush as maybe an area that he thinks he could do some more things in. Is there an ability there that maybe is untapped with him?
Yeah, he definitely has the ability. I think in 19 you saw we rushed him a lot, and he was very productive in 19 as a pass rusher. So he has the ability. Fred, you can call him the new age linebacker. He does it all, whether it's pass rushing, stopping the run, stopping the pass. Like Fred, he can do it all. And I'm just happy to see him be rewarded for the work that he's put in. Just a great guy, a great man off the field, and to see the work that he does on the field, just all around awesome guy, and I love working with him.
DeMeco, last year you guys blitzed, I think, 14% more than you did in 2019, kind of as a product of losing guys like Bosa. Do you think that do you anticipate that you'll go back sort of to that lower blitz percentage that you guys had in 2019?
For me, blitz is whatever the game calls for. That's what we'll do. So whatever we have to do to be successful that particular week, whether it's more blitzes, whether it's less blitzes, whatever we need to do to win the game, that's what we'll do.
With Nick,
Samson Evacon's transition then into your system?
Yeah, Samson has done well. I think it was really important having Samson in for the OTAs and him just getting used to our style and how we play on the defensive line. So that was very helpful for him. Now coming into camp, he's already a step ahead and he's doing a really good job so far in the first 2 days. So I'm excited to see where he'll continue to grow and progress and get better, but happy with where Samson is.
What role do you see him playing?
Right now, he'll be an end on the open side, our open side end, and he'll be in there rotating with all our guys. That's the one thing. We talked about the depth of our defensive line earlier. We have a lot of guys there that can move around, play multiple positions. Samson is a guy who can rush the passer. He's stout for the run game, so he can do both. So I'm just excited to see him roll in with those guys and kind of get in where he fits in.
Older defensive coach, either retired or in the league, that you can call whenever if you have a question about anything?
I have coaches, that I've worked with in the past. But as far as calling guys right now, no.
with Nick, I would assume he's not going to get a whole lot of reps in training camp in the preseason, but when it comes to determining how ready he is, what's that process like? Is it talking to him? Is it something specifically you can see during the few reps that he gets on film? Like, how do you know, okay, he's going to be ready?
I think it's a combination of Nick and again with our medical staff. I think when Nick's ready, he'll be ready to go, and we'll be happy to have him when he's out there.
I think at this time last year, Jason Barrett was saying that his press coverage was sort of the last thing he was working on to get back to his previous form. He seems to be doing a lot of that in this camp. Where is that aspect of his game in your estimation?
I think it's one of the things that Barrett does really well is play up on the line of scrimmage, press technique, playing man coverage. He does it probably one of the best in the league in doing it. So he's, again, one thing I love about all of our guys is just that eagerness to get better. And that's one thing with Jason, just him every day focusing on the little things and trying to improve on those little things, whether it's press technique or off technique, him just being a true pro and improving every day. That's why you're excited. Well, I'm excited to work with a guy like Jason.
With us in the NFC West, we've been seeing bigger cornerbacks in Seattle, for example, play that press technique. What's the challenge for a smaller guy like Barrett, like some of the other guys on this team, when it comes to getting your hands on?
Yeah, I think with those guys, it's just a matter of mixing up what you do. Yeah, it's just a matter of not having just a true go-to move all the time. It's just mixing it up, keeping the opposing team on their heels so they don't know exactly what you're doing all the time.
When was the last time you spoke to Robert Saleh, and what advice has he given you as you've stepped into his job?
Yeah, I spoke with Saleh probably a couple weeks ago before we started camp. So I spoke with him, and Saleh's just always been a great friend, first and foremost. But his advice is just, make it mine, just have fun with it. It's one thing. Saleh is he's a great mentor. I learned a lot of football under Saleh. So definitely always indebted for him, grateful for the time he spent with me, working with me, and all the things that I was able to learn under him. So he's been a great mentor and just a great friend as well.
Javon Kinlaw seemed to really improve down the stretch last season and look more comfortable. What do you think is the next step for him in his progression?
Kinlaw is just owning the techniques. I know last year was tough for Kinlaw where he kind of came into camp, didn't have an off season, so it was tough. And you saw that progression go through the season. Now for him to have an OTA and to come into training camp, I think that's one guy I'm the most excited about seeing a really huge jump from year one to year two.
How big of a deal is it for you, or the challenge is just learning coverages, learning what you guys can do, what they're comfortable doing, the positions you can put them in, playing left side, right side, or boundary or field? Tell me about that process of how you kind of figure out what you want to do coverage-wise.
Right. I think that process goes – that's why we have training camp, to kind of figure out what can our guys do. So you see a lot of different guys in different positions, like you said, different sides of the field, left, right, a lot of different groups mixed in. You want to see how well guys work together, what can guys do, what's the best for them. Because for me, it's not always about like, what do I want to do? It's about what can the guys do, what can they go out and perform at a very high level. And so training camp is that time to go through a lot of different coverages, different techniques to see where our guys are and see what they do best. And then that's what we'll roll with during the season.
How do you feel like the cornerback depth?
Say that again?
How do you feel like the cornerback depth?
The cornerback depth, like I said, our depth, then you got JV there, of course, E-Man. You got a lot of young guys and veteran guys in there mixed in, so a lot of competition there at our cornerback. So we have some depth there, but again, we're always looking to, like I said, improve at each position.
How have your young defensive backs gone? Ambry Thomas, Talanoa, how are those guys doing?
Yeah, those our young guys are doing well. Ambry, Demo, Hufanga, all the guys are coming in. You know, it's hard for a young guy. Their heads are kind of swimming. A lot is thrown at them early. So they have a lot to manage mentally and physically out on the field. But as they continue to go throughout camp, and that's what camp is about, those guys getting in there, understanding it. Once things start to slow down for them, you'll see them continue to get better and better.
What's your style of teaching as a coach? Do you yell? Are you positive? What's your style?
Yeah, my style is you got to be first and foremost is positive energy always. Always positive energy, always upbeat. There is, in coaching, is just teaching. It's a matter of, you have to be able to teach all the people in the room, and everybody learns different. So for me, it's just finding a way to reach each guy in the room, and you have to try different techniques. But for me, first thing first, I'm going to be positive, upbeat, high energy, just making sure our guys are into it and having fun.
That's good.
Good. Thank you, guys. All right.
Make sure you subscribe.